Well, Jimbo, here we are at Spurs Stadium on a night that, well, I didn't think was ever going to happen. The Luton Town Supporters Trust podcast are the Bronze Award winners for the Best Football League podcast at the Football Content Awards. It's almost incredible to say it, but we've got to put this video out and say thank you to lots and lots of people. First of all, every single guest that we've had on the podcast has all played a part in getting this podcast to where we are. It's not just James, it's not just myself, everyone, Tony, Dan, all of the guests that we've had on over the 8 years that we've been doing this podcast. It's been a gradual rise to this step. Also, I'd like to thank the Luton Town media team for giving us some brilliant behind-the-scenes access with players, managers, chairman, and everything else. Without that, this podcast wouldn't have been as successful as it is. But most of all, James and myself would like to thank every single person who has watched or listened to this podcast over the 8 years that we've been doing it. We do this for you guys, and nights like tonight just cap off and reward everything that we do. So thank you to every single person who has supported this podcast over the 8 years that we've been running it. And come on, you atters!
And I'd just like to say that if you have been with us for those 8 years and you were with us for the first podcast, you will remember the absolute chaos that was speaking to Nathan Jones in League 2 on a dodgy Skype at the Brace before the Brace was even there as their training ground, with EasyJet planes going overhead, and a Butterfingers barmaid who dropped every single plate and glass going, interrupting the feed. So to come from there and League 2 to get up to the Premier League last season and still be doing this for you, we're just absolutely delighted. So thank you very much for watching and for listening, and for God's sake, subscribe if you haven't.
And the whole preview is out now, so make sure you give that a watch, and we'll be back usual time with a whole review and more reflections on what's been an absolutely crazy night here at Spurs Stadium.
Have it.